A boyish man, but still a man nonetheless.
There's nothing wrong with that. Wow.
There was an explosive box?
Like, they just stuffed one in there. They'll never know.
And welcome everyone, it's your boy Zero.
And I'm Nanners.
And we're back for more Crash 4, episode 22.
That's right, 22. And we don't have a whole lot left to go.
We really don't. We're going to play this side level. As you may remember, Nanners, there are some levels where you play half as one character and half the other. So we get to play as future Cortex here.
And apparently we're seeing double.
Apparently we are. So this is going to be a very interesting level because we're going to see what Cortex is doing, future Cortex, mind you, our Cortex, what he's doing in the background while trying to stop his younger self from creating Crash. So that's going to be interesting.
Why doesn't he just go back in time before he was born and prevent himself from being born?
I won't let me fail.
That would work, right?
I mean, it would.
Was that too dark?
I'm not saying it's dark, but you know, you're also not wrong. You know,
you didn't do the thing. You didn't go towards the screen at the beginning.
I hate myself. And I did go towards the screen. This is as far as I can go.
Oh, because of the invisible wall.
Yeah, I never liked invisible walls.
Nobody does.
Okay, I'm not doing...
Jump, right?
No, he can't. He could only dash. So... That's it. No more boxes. No more boxes. That's it. I'm not doing it. Fuck that shit.
There you go.
I'm not doing this anymore. Tired.
It's to be fair, it's harder with Cortex.
Yeah, Cortex is a little bit of a pain in the ass. I'm not gonna lie.
Would you say he's your least favorite character to play with him?
Kinda, yeah. I mean, I do like what they did with him. They limited him in some ways, but also gave him some stuff.
Would you say you're a bit of a whiz?
Wait, what? A whiz about what?
Okay, I'll tell you when you're older.
When I'm older? I'm already a man. A boyish man, but still a man nonetheless.
There's nothing wrong with that. Wow.
There was an explosive box?
Where?
Hidden.
Where?
Hidden in all that bullshit. Oh my god.
Where?
Really? Am I just like aiming badly? There we go. Christ almighty.
That's really sinister. Like they just stuffed one in there. They'll never know. There was like no way to there was no way to know that was the thing.
Quite literally. Holy shit. But also, I want to comment on this level once again. They're bringing a lot of things back from like Crash 1 that I'm just in love with. Nanners, remember in our TSG versus when I played Crash 1, damn, it was one of those weird levels, Stormy Ascent. Stormy Ascent. Yeah. This has vibes of that, because it has some similar level design to it.
Yeah. And this is totally in the same place, isn't it?
Yep. Stormy Ascent takes place right outside of Cortex's castle.
Yeah, I remember that episode distinctly, and I remember distinctly being disappointed that you didn't get it, and that we haven't gone back to redo that.
I mean, we could.
Did you forget?
No, I didn't forget. It's just that I thought I was far enough. Fucking. Why is it? There we go. Frickin' hell. I just want to get as much Wampa fruit as possible. Let a boy get Wampa fruit?
Mr. Zero. Oh, I'm not getting Wampa fruit this time.
No, I said I wasn't getting boxes this time.
Yeah, and what do boxes contain?
Wampa fruit. But you don't gotta be like that, though.
There you go. I think we solved El Dorado.
Solved El Dorado? Don't you mean found El Dorado?
We solved... No, we didn't... Finding it? That's for chumps. We solved it.
Sure. Whew. There we go. That's what I'm supposed to do. Did I do something right or wrong? Ah, guess I did something right. I know what I'm supposed to do. It's okay.
I'm so confused.
You
You didn't jump, did you? Wait, can't you just jump off of the laser thing now that it's gone? Yeah, you should be able to land on it.
I mean...
I'm sure it'll be easy to. Yeah, because it's so
oh.
thin. I'm being sarcastic and also sad. Nuts.
Jesus Christ. That was tough. Alright. We're gonna get through this level, then we're gonna do the rest as Coco, and everything's gonna be a-okay. As you see, Nanners, it is indeed getting tough. Oh my god! I was supposed to dash.
Boy.
I was supposed to dash.
Yes, you were.
Anyway, let's talk about something.
Yeah, that's gonna be up to me, once again, because you got the helms on this one. Oh man.
I needed to wait till I got higher up. So,
Yeah.
Stormy Ascent, I would not mind retrying that versus. It's just gonna have to be another time, like, you know, when we're in the same room. Or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that could serve as a nice bonus after finishing this playthrough, to basically Zero versus Stormy Ascent Part 2. Electric Boogaloo.
Electric Boogaloo. Where am I supposed to? Oh, I'm supposed to turn them into platforms. See, I'll get through it. I'll get through it. But no, yeah, Stormy Ascent is just such a difficult level, and it's funny because as I got more into it, Jesus Christ, I'm at 13 deaths already. As I got more into it, I think you noticed, like, I just kept doing worse.
Yeah.
It was frustrating.
If before you do that again, or before we set that up, you definitely have to rewatch that episode just to kind of take notes and stuff. Like, legitimately do your homework. You were saying this before. I'm like, yo, you should have practiced, or I expected you to practice, or I told you should practice, or something like that. And you're like, why should I practice? It's like, that's why you should have practiced. It's like the same thing. Same thing with all the TSG verses I did. I got.
Oh, I'm dying.
I got tons of practice for that, because I knew that if I went into it just on a whim, you know, it wasn't gonna go very well. So it's like, nah, the practice would really help it. Because realistically, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter if you can do it, like, just pick up the controller and do it. It's more about seeing what you're capable of and, like, really putting on a good episode. Yeah.
Yeah, giving a good show, you know? Give people something interesting other than your constant dying and frustration.
That too. It does get to be a little bit of disappointing and repetitive when it's just constant dying and frustration. We have enough constant dying and frustration through the regular videos that we do, so... Can you shoot that guy?
Apparently not.
No.
And you took away my mask. I needed that.
I was just about to ask.
Oh my god. I was too late on pressing the X button.
That slide whistle sound effect when you fall into the endless pit is just...
What? Perfect? Or
It's
annoying?
like... I guess I never had this experience since I was an only child, kind of. But it's like that moment where you do something really messed up. Like, you're a little kid and you're playing games and you do something a little bit... Like, you start flexing on your other friend or sibling that's not as good as you. And they just, like, you could see that they took it personally. They're like, oh, fuck.
Are you seeing this shit, man? I'm upset at myself.
I am. I am. That's why I said, "Oh fuck." I'm sorry, man. I'm not trying to laugh at you, but I am laughing at you. I just am not trying to. It's involuntary at this point. Damn it. But yeah, I was just trying to say, like, it's that moment where nice save.
Fucking
Look at this guy.
hell.
Now don't ruin it. You still got your mask. Still following social distancing guidelines. Let's go. There you go.
I'm not even freaking messing with that.
Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
Ooh,
so
cutscene.
there's past Cortex.
Look at him being so snobby.
Afraid as me, will you? Well, I'm you from the future, you idiot! I'm not an idiot. You're the idiot. Idiot. Get him!
Zombie guard, seize him.
And that's why that guy fell in there. One thing I did not mention in the previous episode, and I noticed it but I forgot to mention it, is that the lab assistant is revealed in Crash 3 to just be robots. But they're all male. If you pay close attention, the assistants are they're both male and female now. So I found that actually pretty interesting that they did that. Fuck my life.
Wait a minute. Hold on. Didn't we just do this level?
Yeah,
And by we, I mean you.
yeah. I told you it's half-half.
So you have to redo the level?
I have to do the latter half, or as you would say, the difficult half.
That's annoying.
I hate myself. I hate myself. Why'd I do that?
So is it only I that would say the difficult half? Or
No, as we would say, the difficult half.
That's much better.
Yeah, it's much
Thank
better.
you.
Sorry about that. No, this is really the difficult half. I'm surprised I pulled it off while also sort of kind of talking.
Yes.
And I know what I'm supposed to do to get that box now. The only issue is that I, you know, the fucking mask switch. God damn it.
So he's following into the trap that I had brought up before, which is that you really do not want to be in this game. You definitely don't want to be trying to get all the Wampa fruit or boxes or whatever on each attempt, because you're gonna use so much time. Now, the last time he did that meant nothing because he died anyway, you know. So it's it's a trap that he's falling into. But while he's falling into that trap, I want to give a follow up on the thing we were talking about last episode, because I forgot to mention it. It just slipped my mind. But basically, we were talking about the Psychonauts thing, and oh my god. We were talking about the Psychonauts thing.
Doesn't it fuck with you? This
It
shit,
does.
like,
And
damn.
Yeah, no, we talked about this off episode, off air, because this is recorded live on the air, airwaves, TSG airwaves. But no, we were talking about Psychonauts, and I had to ask you, Zero, how was your experience playing Psychonauts on the PS4, which is a port thing of the PS3 version or PS2 version?
Definitely
on the
PS2.
PS4. Yeah, PS2
it's a
version
port
on
of the PS2 game on the PS4 because, believe it or not, everyone, we would actually be able to play our PS2 discs on this PS4 if Sony would allow it, because the PS4 emulates PS2 games using an emulator, because that's the cheapest and most relevant way to do it. Anyway, but the emulator is kind of crappy. I'll be honest about it. Damn it. Whatever.
Yeah, that was exactly because I don't know. Zero said he was checking out that I was streaming with Psychonauts, and I don't know if he was there for these parts, but man, I was getting so much like slowdown There were certain times I was convinced that this game was gonna crash on me, because it would actually kind of like blink in and out frame wise, and I'm just like thinking to myself, this is just chugging along. It's like a really old car that hasn't been had its oil changed in, well, ever, or taken care of anything ever, and I'm just watching as this thing is eventually going to crap out on me. So, yeah, I was very disappointed. Once again, that could have all been corrected if Sony just did the wise choice of, hey, you own these games already. This is a perfectly capable system. Here, you could play them. You could play them on this one. I wouldn't. You know what? I wouldn't even be mad about PS3 because I like my PS3, and I paid good money to swap the hard drive out on it to give it a bigger hard drive and work a little bit better. So I'm fine with keeping my PS3 around, but I never had a PS1. I never had a PS2. I do have games, PS2 games, PS1 games, so that would have been nice. I honestly wouldn't have even been mad if they just gave us that for the PS4. Like, fine. Last generation, whatever. Who cares? What are you doing?
Well, I goofed. That's what I'm doing.
Oh, goofing. Okay.
I mean, we're TooStupidGamerz for a reason. Oh my god! Yeah, the game finally said, alright, we're tired of your shit. Here's a mask.
The
you
game
were
is
saying?
so fatigued. The game is so fatigued from reloading the same spot. It's like, here, just take this mask. You're not getting out of here.
And I didn't activate the mask in time.
I
So...
have to say, this looks like the most painful. This looks like those Cat Mario games or those insanely difficult Mario levels where it just seems like the only way that you could do this is if you've memorized it already. Everything to do.
But I do see what you mean about the frustration with PS4 not being able to play the PS2 games. Because
Do you really see the frustration? Because I see the frustration. And I see some more frustration.
Oh, you don't even know, man. You would not survive this. I don't think you would. Not that I don't think you have the skill, I just don't think you have the patience.
I have the patience, but I don't have the skill. I'm learning a lot that this is not my... This series is not one that I'm good at, for sure. And it could be learned. It's just... And also it would help to not have the remote delay as well.
Oh, of course I would.
My thing is just this looks really frustrating from the point of there's so many. You just keep having to switch between all the masks. It's annoying as hell.
Oh, it really is. Because you have to remember what each mask does and then use them in split-second intervals as you're getting to the next platform. But hey, I got 3 gems, we made it through the level, and what, we're maybe halfway through the episode?
Just about, yeah.
Alright, so we're up to the last level. But no, I was gonna.
I think at this point, it doesn't even matter where we're at. We should just go for finishing, unless we do way too long, take too long on the final level. But yeah, if we're at the final levels, just play it. Like,
we're doing it, everyone. We're doing it.
Might as well.
But no, I was gonna comment. I do also like my PS3. Again, I have my fat old 60 gig PS3 with a 230 gig hard drive. And then I have a super slim with, I think, 500 gigs in that. And it's still frustrating, though, because we have this advanced piece of technology, much more powerful than the last console, and yet it still can't run the legacy console games. And it should be able to do it no problem.
Not because it can't, because it's not allowed to.
Yeah. I mean, at least PS1 and PS2 we kind of understand, but damn it. Sorry, PS3 we understand why it can't, but PS1 and PS2 there's no excuse.
So I guess that means I'll have to kill you. Yoink.
Sorry, that was a delightful exchange. Oh
Crap.
god, this again.
Did you jump on the shoot-o-matic? Cheater!
Cheater, get the hell out of here. What are you talking about, bruh?
Unbelievable!
Oh my god, I dodged it somehow. There we go.
Assistant, go!
It's funny how I spun it in the other direction, but it still went towards him.
And accept non-existence.
Non-existence? I don't know what you're talking about, buddy. It ain't gonna happen. You ain't gonna stop. Oh, God.
It's a reference to the blue boxes. The boxes basically disappearing when they're blue.
I mean, that might be it. I just took it
Yeah,
as him.
non-existence.
I took it as...
Non-existence. The box doesn't exist.
Ooh. There we go. That makes more sense now.
Time out, time out.
Time out. You have the time mask.
Fire!
Ooh, I don't like the perspective.
I like that we can see him in the suit,
Steering dead.
but he feels the need to also put a TV on display.
Which is kind of funny.
Yeah.
Oh my god!
I-
Forgot about this.
Reversed.
Confused?
It's not reverse, it's just everything's upside down.
Can see your tiny brain cells frying themselves.
Oh, I got this.
There we go.
I don't got this.
You got pretty far though. You got him to 2 life points down.
Life points? This ain't Yu-Gi-Oh!
It is now. You just got taken to the Shadow Realm.
Shadow Realm, I'm sending you to the Bronx. Yeah, that's a freaking meme, dude. When I saw that meme, I lost my shit. Oh, god damn it. Someone made a meme of Yugi from Yu-Gi-Oh! Saying Shadow Realm. No, I'm sending you to the Bronx. Like as if it was that, you know, as if that was worse.
Oh man. That Bronx.
There we go. I got this. I got this in the bag. Oh.
I remember you correcting what had Nostalgia Critic had said about how Hey Arnold was just some kid from the Bronx. But that wasn't true.
It really wasn't because here's the thing. Hey Arnold, when I was a kid, I didn't appreciate it. I think I've mentioned this before. I didn't appreciate it as a kid. And
That's a hot take.
It is a hot take, and I'm upset with myself because I rewatched it, you know, as an adult, and I'm like, this show's amazing. This show is fucking amazing. Why didn't I enjoy it as a kid? What was wrong with me?
Dude, I love that show.
And I think oh, why did I do that?
Why don't you just stay on the platform?
It came to
It
my
probably
mind
would've
at...
dropped, though.
I thought it was gonna drop me, basically. Anyway, so I didn't appreciate it as a kid because I wanted more comedy in my cartoons. What? Did I walk off the platform? God damn me. So I didn't appreciate it. It didn't have as much comedy as I was looking for. And it was too deep for me to, like, really appreciate. Because it's a deep show.
It was also, dude, it was also kind of dark, too, at sometimes. There was the episode of Mr. I don't remember his name, but he's one of the neighbors. He's the Asian American immigrant.
Oh, that episode?
neighbor.
I remember it. That
His
shit was
daughter
dark.
Yeah, he left his daughter in his home country because
Vietnam.
He escaped. That was pretty dark. Also, not every episode, but a lot of the Oscar episodes really messed me up as a kid because I'm like, this man is so pathetic. Like, it's kind of funny because, you know, there are moments where he's just a goofball, where he's just a punching bag for the episode. Like he's like a gag character, or whatever. Fine, but honestly, it was kind of sad. It's like this man is so. He's like a middle-aged guy, but his life is kind of depressing. So, I don't know.
Who was Oscar again? Was
And-
he the red-headed, short, fat guy?
No, you mean Danny DeVito in cartoon form?
Pretty much.
No.
You remember that guy?
No.
He was
no,
always
no,
so
that's-
mad.
No, it's yeah, I remember him. Yeah, he was always smashing things with his hammer in his apartment. His apartment was just things that he was smashing. The one time you got to see his apartment, it was like just full of weird things that he was breaking with a giant hammer. Yeah, that guy was weird too. But that whole show was weird. But no, I'm talking about Oscar Kakashka. And actually, recently, it kind of came up. It kind of came up on a friend's live stream. We were talking about it. It was like, what is his origin? He's like, I always thought he was Yiddish. That's what I kind of thought. But no, Oscar is actually Czech, like from Czechoslovakia, which is a part of Eastern Europe for those that don't know the region.
Learn your geography, kids.
Yeah, I'll excuse the chat. I'll excuse the viewers. We're all Americans. We're terrible at geography.
Speak for yourself.
There are parts of the world I wouldn't be able to name, because whatever. But yeah, no. So he's from Czech. That's his origin. Like, that blew my mind because I'm like, oh wow. But yeah. So he was like, he has a wife or a girlfriend. I don't remember.
Oh, I know who you mean now, Oscar. Jesus. He's always asking for money. He doesn't have a job. His wife hates him. They're always arguing. I know who you mean.
Yeah, and he has this kind of whiny voice. And I think one of the episodes that people remember most is when Hey Arnold taught him how to read.
Yo, that's right. He couldn't read. Oh my god.
Yeah, and it was just like, man, it's just so depressing to think that somebody could be at that age and be at like that point in life. It's sad that he had like no motivations. He had nothing. He had nothing to his name. He just walks around asking people for money, and he's like the biggest moocher. It was sad.
Oh, check this out. Sorry, not to interrupt you.
No, I was finished.
Explains a lot.
Stay. What are you going to do to me?
Looks like somebody needs a little time out. Somewhere he can't cause any trouble.
Enjoy the end of the universe.
Can you guys like make sure that you got rid of him this time?
I mean, they sent him to the end of the universe, so. I love that they did that. So amazing.
Nice.
So, I don't know if you caught it, but Crash accidentally caused his own creation. There was like a power source that he accidentally ejected right before he was created.
I kind of figured it was something like I did miss it, but I kind of figured it was something like that.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So that's the original voice actor for Aku Aku, Mel Winkler. So he passed away right before this game was released. And he didn't do the voice for Aku here, actually. He didn't. His position was switched, I think, around Twinsanity. The voice actor for Aku Aku here was actually the same voice actor for Grim in the Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yeah, you have mentioned that.
Yeah. It just sucks because Mel Winkler did an amazing job all those years ago. And it just kind of sucks he didn't get to see like the newest incarnation of Aku Aku. Funny enough, this may be true or not, but that little memorial there was added after a fan had mentioned it somewhere on the internet. So for those who don't think that developers don't listen to the fans, here's your proof that they actually do. It's just that sometimes they're not able to do what it is that we want. And I love how they give credits to their pets too, by the way. I love that. These are all the pets that they have, the developers. So, yeah. Hey Arnold, amazing freaking show. And Oscar is a very tragic character, and after having been unemployed, like the both of us, for half of last year, it hurts. Like, cause I could sort of feel what it is to be like that, how it feels to
No, absolutely.
Yeah.
It's like you're just kind of sitting around, and the only thing you could do is depend on other people because you can't help yourself. And that's what I'm saying. I'm not criticizing. Like maybe as a kid, that's another interesting thing where you said like as a kid you didn't appreciate the show, but now you see how it's deeper. Like as a kid, I probably looked at Oscar like annoying. I feel like that's how I remember him. It's like maybe he was annoying or
Oh, that's exactly how I
obnoxious or
thought of
something
him.
like that. Yeah, but then now as an adult, like I mean, again, I'm not saying like I'm not judging him. I'm not trying to make excuses for his behavior, but at the same time, it just makes me sad that, you know, I feel like a person like that's not really going to be able to live up to their full potential because you're just mooching off of everyone around you and you've not accomplished anything. He couldn't save himself. I mean, you know, if it came down to it. And that is quite sad. And that really shows how deep that show is. It's like on the surface, it's a pretty jazzy, chill type of show, but there's a lot of depth to it. You know, people got to give it credit, and it's not just some kid from the Bronx, because as we explained a long time ago, it's supposed to be like a combination of different parts of different cities in America. So it's
Indeed.
maybe there's some Bronx in there, maybe there's some Brooklyn, Queens, but it's also kind of just like American.
Seattle and California. Like it's a mix of all these different cities, which is why
it's an American city.
It's a fictional American city, a mishmash of all these other ones, which is why a lot of us can watch Hey Arnold and sort of feel like, yeah, there's a place in my neighborhood that kind of looks like that, or hey, this kind of feels like home. This kind of seems familiar, because it's a mishmash of all of it, and I appreciate that. I like that they did that purposefully. Anyway.
All right. What's your favorite episode of Hey Arnold? That's the real thing that people are here for.
I'm actually going to say I love the intro because it kind of shows off everyone, but my favorite episode was that Ghost Train episode. I remember watching it as a kid on Halloween, and that thing freaked me out, and I appreciated it for that, and till this day I still appreciate it.
Dude, that thing traumatized me.
Didn't it? That shit was scary.
Was so scary. It was so scary, but it was good though, and like musical too. I think it's kind of hard for me to say because there's so many. I think like if I had to do like a top 4 off of my memory, I love the flood episode because it was scary and like really dramatic, shockingly dramatic. That was probably my favorite one. I like the one where I love the one where Stoop Kid leaves his stoop.
That's become a meme these days, man. I love it.
Where the one where everybody got jobs, like real world jobs, and Hey Arnold got stuck with this really obnoxious, hates himself, self-loathing ice cream truck driver.
Dude, that ice cream truck driver was a legend. I'm sorry, he's an asshole, but he's still a legend.
Well, that's just what it is at face value.
Yeah.
But then when throughout the episode, you again like the character expands and like you really get to see more of him. And then also the episode with the really old turtle, that was a nice one too.
Oh yeah.
So.
Another one of my favorite episodes was when they built that baseball park and that dump that the adults freaking destroyed. Then they cleaned it up. They made a freaking baseball field out of it, and I'm like, that's cool because that's something I would also do as a kid, right? Then the adults try to take it back, and they're like, oh, this is all clean. We're gonna plant shit. We're gonna hang out here. We're gonna have a cookout here, and it's like, fuck you guys. Leave the kids alone. They put in the work. Let them enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. No, that was as a kid growing up in New York City. Like you definitely felt like a strong connection with that show, even if it wasn't necessarily about New York.
It's just about kids in American cities, really. That's what Hey Arnold is really about. And all the deep stories with all the characters in there. And I hate myself for not appreciating it more as a kid, because now as an adult, I'm like, man, things could have been way different back then. Anyway, we talked about Hey Arnold.
Changed your life.
It really could have. But we talked about Hey Arnold enough.
And no, enough, not enough. What are you talking about? We still got the rest of the. There's so much more show to get to.
I totally understand and agree, but we need to give our reviews.
I know.
We need to give our reviews for Crash 4. I'm going to be editing this a little bit differently for those who would rather not stick around and hear our comments about Hey Arnold. Just more like, hey, skip to this time if you want to see the review. So don't worry about that.
Oh yeah. Give him a marker. 'Cause
Yeah.
we're just talking over credits, so that's all it is.
Nanners, would you like to go first? Or should I
Yes,
take...
can.
Okay, there you go.
If you're ready, you could go. 'Cause I'm just gonna do it off the top of my head. Yeah, this game was kind of hard for me to. It'd be kind of hard for me to provide like a really good review for this, because this is the first Crash game I ever partially finished. No, it's not true. It's the second one, because we did Twinsanity. So, I don't have a lot of experience with the series. I've just barely brushed up on it. But the thing is, that actually makes it good that I got to play it together with Zero, because in this case, like, I'm basically playing this game with somebody that can explain a lot of things to me, that could show me like, hey, as a fan of this long running series, here's why I appreciate this. Here's like, look at what they did here and look at what they did there. And to me, that was really like the value in playing with this, besides obviously because it was just fun and to do it for the channel and whatnot. But it was cool to just kind of have it like, it's almost like I was on a tour of Crash as opposed to just playing Crash. So I definitely appreciated that part. But it has to be said, like, I don't really know a whole lot about Crash. The gameplay platforming is so different than what I'm used to. I mean, I'm not saying it's bad, but it's so different than what I was used to. You guys know this because you've seen the last few episodes and ones before too. But I found it so hard to break out of that mold of what I usually consider like the mechanics, the physics in a 3D platforming game. It's different. It's different. It was challenging, but I have to respect what they did here. They brought us a brand new Crash game after giving us the remakes, of course, but they gave us a brand new Crash game, and yeah, I mean they really put it together. I think it's even cooler that it's not necessarily Activision. I guess some part of me is kind of sad that it's not Naughty Dog, but they gave it to a team, and the team did a good job with it. They didn't make like big mistakes or anything like that. They really showed love and care for this series that was handed to them to, hey, here, make another game for this. So, I think like top to bottom, it was made by people that care about Crash, and it's going to be really good for people that love Crash, I would say. So, for me personally, like from what I played, I would have to dedicate some more time to this game for sure, to really get like, to sort of sink my teeth into it, to really get a good feel of it, to be able to say anything more substantial about it. But honestly, the playthrough has been great. There's not a whole lot wrong with this game, and there's tons of great references too for people that are longtime fans, which is great because again, I mean that's what longtime fans are looking for, is that those nice little moments where it's a callback to something that happened in the 4, and also the connections to the storyline and stuff. So it was nice. And the voice acting was cool, as well as the little banter between like generally Cortex. I think Cortex is probably my favorite character in this game, so I really enjoyed the cutscenes with him. But yeah, I think I'd have to give this game 4 Wampa fruits out of 5 for a job well done. Really not a whole lot else that could be improved on, to be honest. Although we did catch some bugs, but outside of that, it was a really good game. And again, it's for Crash fans, for people that are actually Crash fans, this one is a no-brainer. So that's that would be my review.
Much respect. All right, so my review score is obviously going to be much different than Nanners', and there's a lot of reasons why. So as I said many times before, I grew up playing Crash on the PS1. It was one of the first games I touched on my PS1 way back in like 1996 or 97. When I was definitely 97, not 96. One of the very first games I touched on the PS1. I played it with my younger brother and my cousins growing up, and that was my introduction to 3D gaming, and my mind was blown back then. My parents kept getting me all the Crash games for PS1, Crash 2, 3, Crash Team Racing. Crash Team Racing I got after a lot of begging, by the way, but still got it. And then, of course, over time, I got the PS2 Crash games, played some of it on the GBA. So there's a lot of nostalgia, a lot of history with me in Crash. So getting those remakes in 2017 and then getting this game last year, it felt like a renaissance. It felt like a renaissance of platforming games, of Crash games of yesteryear, coming back and basically reclaiming their thrones in my perspective. So when you take a classic series like Crash and update it in the way that they did for Crash 4 is almost unheard of. A lot of games aren't able to do that. I mean, take a look at Yooka-Laylee. Have you ever tried it, by the way, Nanners?
No.
It's a frustrating thing because most of the original creators of Yooka-Laylee are from Rare, and they created Banjo and Kazooie. So when they tried to create their own newer version with Yooka-Laylee, they missed the mark really bad because they tried keeping what they did back in the 90s and thinking it would work exactly the same now instead of trying to update it like Toys for Bob did here with Crash 4. So that's the difference here. Oh, look at those cute little doggies. Oh, I wonder where my buddy is. Damn it, where's Joey? Never mind. I'll circle him in post. Never mind. Again, these people, Toys for Bob, did such an amazing job with this game. Because not only did we get the core game itself. Oh, cool, we get the triple spin unlock. Gonna have to try that while I talk. Keep going, can unlock all that. Yes, indeed. Oh, and they reconnect us all the way to the beginning of the game. Isn't that just awesome? Anyway, let's do some of these. Did I do that? Oh, I didn't even do one. Holy shit. Not even one. All right, well, I'll play some of this as I give my review. So, again, these levels and the story, fucking amazing. I love how they brought it all the way back around, and they basically said, all right, we're gonna basically go through time and space, take the idea of the 4 masks from Crash to Wrath of Cortex, and basically create a completely new story, revamping it all for modern gamers so they can get a new taste, a new experience. And I love that they did that. They did it so well, and I'm pretty sure you can agree with me there. The game, the story, and all the characters, they just feel right. They feel good. The controls for me did take a little bit of getting used to, just a little bit. But again, they knew what they were doing. The controls are tight. It's not momentum based, and that's gonna throw a lot of people off, as it did to Nanners and likely other people too. But it works in the context of Crash. And then you have all these extra things that they added that they didn't need to do. All the different skins that you can unlock just by getting all the gems. All these extra side-scrolling levels like the one I'm playing right now. They didn't have to do that. But yet they said, nah, screw it. If we're gonna make this game, we're gonna make it so that they can play this game for as long as they want. We're gonna give them way too much to do. And I love that. Hidden gems, back from the previous games, and again, they made them real tough to get, which I like. I can't stop harping on the voice acting. I love it. They got some of my favorite voice actors to come in here and do all these voices. Cortex's voice is perfect. Lonnie Loney, the blue mask. Richard Horvitz, the guy who did Invader Zim. Amazing choice. There's just too much that I love about this game that even now in this short amount of time that I'm giving for the review, I don't think is enough to really explain it. So I think I'm just gonna give it a score and let that speak for itself. this game was just so goddamn good. And I would think it would be unfair for me to not give it 5 PS1s out of 5.
Very nice. I like that you did that as you aced the entire flashback level.
Again, I just loved this game to bits. And even after we're done playing this, like, I'm likely gonna go back to my file and try to figure out a bunch of all these different things, like unlock more skins and whatnot. Oh! That's right, we also unlock new skins. Here we go, the Through the Ringer skin for both Coco and Crash.
Nice.
Again, these little extra things that they did not need to do, but they added it in anyway because I said, fuck it, why not?
Yeah. No, it's really all well put together, and that is gonna do it for this playthrough. Not just the episode, the playthrough.
That's
We're done with
right.
another one.
We're done with Crash. We finished 2 games in a matter of like days or weeks. Well, actually, no. In this case, weeks, because it's 1 episode per week. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. Thank you for putting up with us. Thank you for enjoying our content.
No, it's all good. I was just gonna say, yeah, thank you guys. We appreciate you sticking around, and we hope you enjoyed yet another playthrough. Of course, we're not finished. We're gonna move on to something else. If you have any suggestions for something you'd like us to do, either for a playthrough or even for a showcase, or just maybe something you'd like us to talk about on one of the episodes, throw it over to the comment section. Let us know. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And that's pretty much it for this one.
That's right, everyone. Stay tuned.
Another one in the books.
Indeed, another one in the history books of TSG. Thank you guys. We'll catch you next time.
Bye-bye.